Hey everybody, do you know what this is? Well, it's the inside of a mouse. There's a little micro, what is it, transceiver? It says something on that. Nano receiver. Oh, it's even smaller than micro. Anyhow, those are the parts for it right there. There's the body. Had a leaking battery. Threw it in the dishwasher, as I do. And it looks absolutely perfect now. That terminal was like nasty blue. And interestingly enough, it was not a rotten top, or it leaks a lot, but it was made by them, I do believe. There is the battery right there. And it is a Pro Cell, which is a professional use only. And I think it is made by Duracell, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't really say much on it, but I do believe it was made by the Rotten Top Battery Manufacturing Company, Duracell. Although it leaked out of the bottom instead of the top. Well, neither here nor there. Here's the board out of the mouse. And there it is. And I've been having some trouble with this. In fact, it's been sitting in my garage for the past 5 or 6 plus more years. The switches right there are intermittent. So there's the switches. I went ahead and pulled them off the board. I'm going to pop them apart and see if I can clean the contacts in them. I mean, why spend another 10 or 12 or 15, whatever it is, 20 bucks on a mouse? You can see how much this thing's been used based on the colors here. What was that? Just fuzz. But yeah, this thing has been used up. Let's see if we can revive it and get some more life out of it, possibly. It may not even work. We may have corroded connections. The battery leaked in this area right here, and there's a lot of plate throughs right in that neighborhood, so this may not be successful. Anyhow, I figured I'm going to post it, successful or not. So there is the internals of the mouse. I've already blown it completely out, get all the water out of the switches and out of the sensor, and luckily I could lift this up and blow water through that little hole right there, so hopefully it will be good as far as that goes. The big thing is, did it leak? And it does. Let's see. It leaked right here, and right on the other side of the board there is the, what I would assume is the controller for the mouse, the microprocessor. So let's go ahead and pop these switches open and see if I can get a little piece of paper in there, do my drag through, and get the contacts cleaned and polished. All right, macro zoom enabled. Let's go ahead and see if we can pump up the brightness just a tad. We'll put it in manual, and then I think I'll pump it up half a stop. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's get these switches apart. Hopefully the focus will follow. So I'm just going to pick these little clips open. There's one. Can you see it? Yeah, kinda. Okay. Better than nothing, I guess. I should get a new tip. And there is number 2. So I know from previous experience, I'm going to hold this upside down and open it up, because if you do it the opposite way, the little plunger right here, that's what actually pushes on the mechanism, will fall out. It's no big deal to put it in if you have a set of little micro pliers. Okay, so there is the actual switch. There's the contact right there. So if I hold this down, this is where the plunger touches right there. So I think I can put a piece of paper in between there and do my normal drag through and get those contacts cleaned up. I think they're just used up. This thing was absolutely full of cat hair when I opened it up. So it had lived in a room with cats, unsurprisingly, because we have cats. It's one of my old mice, actually belonged to my daughter years and years ago. I think I bought her a replacement Logitech, probably, well, He's been off at college over 4 years. So it was before that happened, so probably 6 years ago, maybe. Just been sitting in the garage with that battery leaking inside like rotten tops do. All right, let me cut a little strip of paper and we'll try to get it through there and see if we can clean those contacts up. One moment. Okay, I have the switch clamped in a pair of pliers right here. Not very well because it's moving, so I'm going to depress the contact. There, I hear it clicking. And just look at that, how much dirt came off. Just pull this piece of paper through, then I'll reverse it. We'll do this a couple of times. Hopefully it's still in view. My head did not get in the way there. Oh, I can't get it. There it is. Now we'll go through from the other side, the normally closed part of the switch. Oh, about to lose it. I lost it. Doggone it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to pull the paper out with the contact closed because it actually pulls fuzz aside. So I'll press it open and then pull it out. Okay, I like that. Let's go ahead and tear apart the other switch and do the exact same thing. All right, on to the second switch. New knife blade. Should open very easily, and it should cut myself even easily-er. Is that a word? Easily-er? Same as the last one. Make sure you hold it upside down when you open it. Leave the plunger in the body right there. And let me get this guy clamped. I should get a little pan of ice. Now that would be nice. Okay, hello. Let's move the camera. Maybe not that far. Okay, there we are. Now I lost my piece of paper. There it is. So doing this on camera, last time I did it off camera and it did not want to cooperate. There's a super thin gap that the paper has to go through. And I got it. Okay, we're in view. I'll press that guy down. Switch directions. If I can grab onto it. Remember, release the contact before you pull it out or it can leave fuzz behind. Drag that down just a hair for you there. And on the last one, I put just a tiny little droplet of deoxit on here. We'll try to do it on this one too, if it'll cooperate. And did we get it through both contacts? And I'm going to say yes. So I'm going to knock off the excess. It's still lubricating the contacts. Right, you can actually see it evaporating on the right-hand side contact. Maybe it's just a shadow? I don't think so. So I blew the excess away, and now the shadow is gone as I click it. So I do not believe that it was a shadow. I'm going to go ahead and leave some on there. And of course it's not penetrating the bottom one now. Nice. Well, that should have got it. Yep. Okay, let's put this one back together and reassemble the mouse and see if it makes any difference whatsoever. Okay, here's the circuit board, so hopefully these will go back in very peacefully. So I'm putting them back in the same direction. That one is labeled left. And we get the soldering iron warmed up here. One moment. All right, let's see if I get this thing to stay in here for a second. Well, I flip it upside down. And it did stay. And it's probably going to fall out there. But let's go ahead and add a bit of solder. So I'm going to press the whole switch body down. And I'm going to touch up that joint. And then we'll go ahead and solder the other two on that switch. Okay, clicking away. And it's nice that it does show you the orientation of the plunger. Oh, I thought that one was going to stay in there. Okay, let's throw this thing back together and see what happens. All right, well, let's go ahead and put a new battery into this thing and see if we get the little light to light up right there. See, hopefully it's not expired. March 2030 should be fine. And I do get a green light that tells me the microprocessor is alive and it is working. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get this nano receiver set up. I'll plug it into my laptop and we'll give it a test. Okay, well, I do have it plugged into my laptop. The nano receiver is plugged in. And let me shut off the light. So there I'm moving the mouse around. And it is actually working. Let's see if the click buttons actually do anything. And they do, no problem. Working absolutely perfectly. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. Does the left click work? Yes, it works perfectly. Yep, no problem whatsoever. All right, there it is, working great. Everyone, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.